He was.
Hello.
Hi there. Welcome to Happy National Streaming Day, first of all. We are celebrating National Streaming Day. We got two movie clubs today. We're going to start with Sneakerella now, and then we'll be back at 2 o'clock for Chippendale Rescue Rangers. So if you haven't seen it, watch it, because none of these are going to be spoiler-free. And
I know there's a lot of made-up national holidays, but this one feels like the most made up.
do you know the origin of National Streaming Day?
Disney Plus.
Dave Bautista?
It's the day like Roku released their first like streaming device.
Okay. So it's been a couple of years.
So, Alex, you're in Northern California, right?
You are correct.
Doobie's also in Northern California, but in a different city.
Technically.
Technically, and yet 2 miles away.
Where are you guys at?
We're in Toronto, Canada.
Yes, we are.
Hey, we're international today.
Yeah. Pretty cool, huh?
It is.
And I'm broadcasting live from Bundletown.
Bundle. Oh. Aw.
Isn't it pronounced
Bundletown.
Bundleton?
Oh, is it?
I'm pretty sure it's
It depends. If
Bundleton.
you're on the east side of Bundletown, you say it differently.
Which neighborhood? Are you in the Disney Plus district or in the Winter Circle?
I think we all know I'm not in the winner's circle.
Okay.
But we're here to talk about Sneakerella, and I think we all have very diverse opinions on our thoughts on this film.
Oh, really?
Becca, you have the most exposure because you did the junket. So, what do you think of Sneakerella?
I had a lot of fun with it.
Probably it's a dog.
The dog is barking.
Hi, Bruno.
It was better than I expected it to be. I don't know where my expectations were, but it exceeded it. And I thought it was really like joyous and fun. I thought it was a clever take on a.
I wonder who's wearing the microphone.
I thought microphones were in both of them.
Sorry.
Go ahead, say it again.
We
No,
heard
it's
it.
okay.
We heard it.
Thought it was joyous and fun. I enjoyed it.
Alex, sorry to interrupt your lunch, but what did you think of the film?
He's got to think about it.
It was not the worst new version of Cinderella that I've seen in the past 365 days. That award goes to the Amazon Prime pop music version. Not that this wasn't a pop music version. I appreciated that this contemporized it and brought it into today. My main challenge with it was they kept coming back to I lost my mom for the main character, for Elle. And it's the kind of thing in this kind of a fairy tale story, like it just needs to be introduced once. And they kept coming back to it as like his main motive for everything he does in life and why sneakers are a big deal. And that to me, like by the time it got to like a whole song in the back room about it, I was just at that point they lost me. And I guess I appreciated certain elements of it, but overall I was pretty underwhelmed by Sneakerella.
Doobie, first of all, before I get into your thoughts about the film, did you understand that L is short for Ella as in Cinderella?
As of now, I do. No, I did not at the time, and I thought that was a pretty strange name for a young man, but now it makes more sense. And it is irrelevant to my review, where I must disagree with chocolate eating boy down below me and say that
It's black mush.
Are you actually like Cinderella? Are you eating gruel? What's going on?
I am. Yeah. No, I'm more like Oliver Twist, but yes, I'm eating just gruel.
Sneakerella was quite good. The mom thing, as someone who has a mom, so can therefore think of what it's like if I lost her, was quite touching, and I'm glad they went back to it again. I think that made a lot of sense, and I realized Alex is a superior reviewer to myself, hence the initials after his name. But in my opinion, Sneakerella was really not just a okay movie, a good movie, not great, but a good, solid retelling of the Cinderella story, made all the better by some truly amazing music and dancing.
Can you see my shoes?
Oh, are those
Get
the
these at
Adidas shoes? No.
What's that?
Yeah, are they Adidas?
They're not even swag. I actually paid for them.
Wow. Such a commoner.
So I think we struggled a little bit with this film, leading into it, because it's not quite a DCOM, but it's not a Disney, it's not an original Disney Studios film. It's kind of in the middle. And, today they announced Zombies 3 is going straight to Disney Plus, which is a DCOM, would presumably feel like a DCOM because it's, a DCOM based thing. But, what was your attitude on the scope of it? Like, was it bigger than you expected? Was it sillier than you expected?
It was.
Go ahead.
Please, no. I will wait.
No, I had forgotten it was going to be a musical. So I feel like the story could have been told. As much as I enjoyed the music, I feel like it didn't need that to tell this story.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree there. The only thing that kept it interesting, the music to me was not the only thing, but the music to me was excellent. I am not a hip hop fan, but listening to the lyrics and the cadence of the music, it reminded me of a person on their way to being Lin-Manuel. Not there yet, but on their way. It had that fun rhythm or rhyme. There are words for these that I don't know, but it had a fun rhythm or rhyme to it that was just really impressive. So I think the music added a lot, as well as the choreography. It was bigger than I expected. Yeah, I would say it was a little bigger. It was less silly. DCOMs have a silliness to them that this did not have to me. This seemed just a little bit up from that to me.
Tiger Cruise is so oddball.
And True Confession, such a silly DCOM.
These kind of DCOMs, musical DCOMs.
The Color of Friendship was just slapstick all around.
Did you see Quince? Did you see Quince?
I love Quince.
Me too, but it had a silliness to it.
Oh, Quince is a silly one.
So, I know you're not a hip hop fan. What's your favorite musical?
Hamilton. But second is Jesus Christ Superstar, so I'm very well rounded. And there is no third, by the way. Those are the only two musicals I like.
I was caught off guard by the actual references to the Disney animated classic.
Yes. I felt like that was a little heavy-handed.
What? Were there that many?
There were like 2 or 3. There were the birds at the very beginning. Well, at least 2 or 3 that I can remember. And then she was going to do her search for Prince. Where's my Prince Charming? And they start with the Cinderella shoe where she has the glass, slides her foot into the glass slipper.
I feel like there were mice in one of the graffiti art too.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Not Gus and Jacques, but like the other mice were in some of the art.
And they had A Dream Is a Wish, of course, which I thought was kind of nice. I look for those nods in something like this. Man, you guys are negative. This is why I don't do LP movie clubs.
No. Did you read my review?
I was gonna say we have at least one person on the panel who really enjoyed the film.
I liked it more than Alex did.
Yeah, he did.
But so, Becca, when you talk to I know you didn't have 45 minutes with them, but when you talk to the cast and crew, did you pick up anything that would be interesting to share?
I mean, John Sally, this is his first musical, and he said he always tries to reference Wizard of Oz when he talks about anything in life because he's always dreaming about getting to the Emerald City. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And I asked Chosen if he had any dream roles because I could see him as a Marvel hero. That's what I kept thinking. The guy who plays Elle, watching this, I was like, we're gonna see him again, and maybe in a Marvel context. And he laughed at that, and he said he's open though to anything. He said he'd be willing to take a swing at it. So Kyle's like, "Ooh, swing! Is that a Spidey sense reference?"
Ooh, did you ask him how it felt when he was chosen for the role?
No, I wasn't thinking that clearly.
Did you ask him about that certain it factor he has?
Yeah, well, I did tell him. I was like, this role is a bit different from Stephen King, and he laughed at that. So I was like, okay, good, you got my reference.
I saw the original It. I didn't remember he was in that. Not the original It, the part 1.
I was gonna say, yeah, he's not Tim Curry.
Yeah.
I think he's in both, and I think he actually wrote a song for the second It movie. I haven't seen it. I just was doing a tiny little bit of research.
It Part 2 is a musical?
Well, no, I think the soundtrack. I think there's like a I don't know. But
Chosen.
I was gonna say the actress who played the Prince Charming equivalent, and forgive me, I don't know her name or can't remember.
Lexi Underwood.
Lexi Underwood. So I remembered her from what was it called? The Hulu show. Little Fires Everywhere. Thank you. Little Fires Everywhere. And it was such a serious role. So that was one of the things I found refreshing about watching Sneakerella, was just seeing her in like the complete opposite type of character. Here she's a much more bubbly, outgoing person. I do agree with Doobie. I thought the musical sequences were among the strengths of the film, and the dancing and choreography was fun. But yeah, I thought she was a bit of a standout. But again, there were times where narratively it kept like going back to her. And like, there's a reason why Disney's Cinderella is so well done and barely focuses on the prince. It's that he doesn't really need to be developed. And same thing kind of goes here. Like, you care about Cinderella, and the more time you keep bouncing back and forth to this other character who's basically just their means to improving their situation, it gets a little weird. I will also say the Step Brothers were like
careful,
so annoyingly mean.
Kick them out.
They were so annoyingly mean. Not that the actors are annoying, but the characteristics, the mannerisms of the brothers, and to a point where it was like unbelievable.
Were they meaner than the stepsisters?
So the stepsisters, everything was born out of jealousy, right? Like the ugly stepsisters in most incarnations of Cinderella that work really well as a film, they're jealous of Cinderella. She's naturally prettier than they are. She's a nicer person. She's easier to like. And that's proven at the ball when they get there and they're themselves, and the prince is like, get away from me, and then Cinderella walks in, and he's just, she has a magnetism to her that he can't hold himself from. The brothers in this, they didn't seem to have any reason to be jealous of Elle, but yet they were just mean for the sake of it. Yeah. And that I thought was weird. Also, I get what they tried to do with the dad, making him more of just, I'm so stressed beyond belief, I don't have time for you kind of a thing. But I don't know. I guess it just, everything seemed too mean-spirited, whereas in other versions of Cinderella, their behavior is born out of more of a jealous streak.
As someone who has no step siblings but can imagine what they're like, I think it's totally normal to have mean step brothers. And those two characters, along with John Sally's Darius King, were my favorite parts of the movie. John Sally being an actual actor was very surprising. I'm old enough to remember him as a part of the Detroit Piston Bad Boys, and then being on the TV show on Fox Sports. That one, the best hand sports show in the world. And he was good in this. He was great in this, I thought. I never thought, oh, there's just an actor that they're doing some stunt casting for. I thought he did a really good job. And then the Step Brothers were so funny. I mean, I was just looking on IMDb or Wikipedia to see if they were actual brothers, because I thought their chemistry together was great. They felt like brothers.
They did, yes.
The one song that they have, the brother song that they have, was the highlight of the movie for me. That's the only thing I've gone back to the stream and listened to was their song. It was so good.
You know what they and their song reminded me of?
What?
A human interpretation of Psy and Am from Lady and the Tramp, and that's all I could think about during their song was this is humans doing a "We Are Siamese" that's politically correct, because it's just them. They're even their their choreography was just so like almost feline,
Yeah, you're totally not wrong.
moving
And that's
around each
awesome.
other.
That was awesome. That. I love their song.
Cool. I don't like the characters. Nothing's gonna sway me on that.
Do you want? We've had a wide range of Disney Plus films. I mean, from like Chippendale Rescue Rangers to Sneakerella to Noelle to
Godmother, Togo, Safety,
Turning
Cloud.
Red.
Cloud. Oh,
Who was
Cloud.
the guy? Who was the kid who could do no right? What's his name?
Oh,
Jimmy?
Timmy Failure.
Yeah, Timmy Failure. Okay.
Yeah.
Leaving out like the second best one, Timmy Failure.
Right. Wow,
Mhm.
I
Star
forgot
Girl.
about Timmy. Wow,
Mistakes
Yeah.
were made.
that's right.
We went to the premiere of that for some reason.
Did you? Oh, Flora and Ulysses. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So many.
Hamilton.
Hamilton. The Beatles get back.
That was a series. That was a
Yeah,
series.
we go to a series.
Do you, with this film, do you think this is the sweet spot? Do you think it's great to have some? I mean, this is, I would say in scope, it's kind of like Second Born Royals.
Okay.
Well, and I think
Which was
you've already
terrible.
likened it to Disney Channel original movies. Secret Society of Second Born Royals is a Disney Channel production made on a bigger budget for Disney Plus, and this is the same, right? This is.
I mean, now it's falls under Disney branded television, and it's
Oh yeah, they reorged.
yeah. So it's
Yeah,
a little bit
Calabritas is
different,
gone
'cause they're
now.
doing, I mean, they're doing like documentaries and stuff. I mean, it's a different world now. But
Yeah,
know,
no, but I think I lump this more into a category with something like Secret Society of Second Born Royals, even in terms of like the CG-ness of it all. Like nothing that was computer generated was done big budget.
well, and the reason I bring it up is
Doobie, I've apparently once again had a Siskel Ebert moment with Doobie, but you froze.
One of the things I liked about it was it didn't seem that cheap, and I liked the parts that were clearly CGI. I also really liked the way when they did the wide city shots, they clearly went for, they weren't trying to fake it. They did it looked animated, computer animated, and it was cool. And then they would zoom in. I think that was really cool. But no, there were no parts of it that felt lower budget to my feeble brain, and I like that. When I watch a lot of Disney Channel stuff, it definitely feels like they're going. And this felt, I could see this in a theater. Not now, the way movies are done now, but this to me was High School Musical 3 level theatrical release.
Okay.
Timmy Failure to Noelle, and I mean those smaller.
That polar bear in Timmy Failure was pretty well done. Let's give Timmy Failure's CGI team a little more credit.
And
this Timmy was on the level of Godmothered. If you saw it, I think you did, but
yeah,
I did. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Godmothered was one where, it had these kind of fantastical elements, and they looked maybe like 10 years old in terms of what you would put in theaters. Maybe final render wasn't done. I don't know. But clearly the budget wasn't there to make it look.
But I mean, this to me felt like, I don't know, I'm totally whatever, especially with inflation, but a $30-40 million movie that used to be a commonplace kind of movie, maybe 20 million, I don't know, used to be really commonplace and now barely get a release. And I'm glad there's an outlet for them.
Yeah.
This would have been a theatrical movie pre-streaming.
Does Disney put out the data on how much they spend on these, Benji?
no. I mean, they just talk about content spend overall. It's about $33 billion, half of which goes to sports. So
yeah, I'm gonna guess at most this is like a $10 to $12 million.
John Sally alone commands a $10 million salary. Come on.
I don't think he got 10 million.
All right, I could see you being right because there's no one in this that had to get paid. So
Well, yeah.
I mean,
yeah, that's true. But I do think it's a vehicle, especially for Alexi and for Chosen. I think this is something that will help to, even if this isn't the thing that like further launches them, it's definitely something that they're on more and more people's radar now.
only 4 of the people in this movie have their own Wikipedia page. That's all you need to know about how much they spent on talent.
And what's interesting to me is, I mean, it's just come out, with the Netflix struggles that Warner Brothers is not going to make like big direct to streaming movies anymore. They're going to go theatrical, and then they'll come and they think of HBO Max as more of a series place. So, it'll be interesting to see. Obviously Disney's kind of trying to figure all that out, and things changing, especially with theaters opening and closing. But it'll be interesting to see what hits. What their first big hit was Clouds, right? It was bought. It wasn't even it was just something to get on because of the pandemic, and that was sort of the first one that really became a trending thing. So it'll be interesting to see if we get more of this stuff. We get more of sort of mid-range movies. We get sort of more of like a Chip and Dale, or even a Hocus Pocus. Like what ends up being the right fit. I mean, Disney Channel had that for a long time too, where they kind of try to figure out what does a DCOM look like, and then
Parent Trap 4.
What DCOM look like.
Why do they spend next to nothing on their Disney Plus Direct 2s, but then they'll blow out the budget on a series? If they're going to spend all that money on a series, why not release it to theaters too?
Well, with a series, especially if you're stretching it out over weeks, you're potentially getting 2 months worth of subscribership in terms of numbers on a series. On a movie, it's a one and done launch, and unless it's like an Encanto where every person who has a Disney Plus account is watching it on average 5 times,
That's not a joke. That's
actually no. That's an actual statistic. Our account hasn't watched it 5 times, but other people's have, and that means there's some people watching it more.
That means someone else has 10. Yes, wow.
Yeah. So
that's it.
That being said, if this movie isn't keeping your subscription active, something like an Obi-Wan or a Moon Knight or a WandaVision will. And I think that's why we're seeing a lot of money get funneled into these tentpole event miniseries.
Which makes me wonder how long they're going to keep. I mean, is there a single person that subscribed to Disney Plus to watch Sneakerella, or even kept their subscription to watch Cinderella?
There probably is, and this again, like, I admit I'm out of the key demographic of Sneakerella. I'm a Disney fan, so I'm going to watch it. But I mean, my opinion of this may have been completely reversed if I was 13 watching it. I think that like 10 to 14 age range is probably where Sneakerella thrives, and then there's Judy.
It's 12 to 18 and 50 to 65.
Yeah. So, but like those are the ages where I feel like Sneakerella is going to really have a lasting impact. For everybody else, it's a one and done. Like, I don't think I'll ever watch it again.
I think Disney Plus has this thing where it has kids and families, and then it has the AWOCs, and I think those are two different sort of
adults without children,
childless millennials.
and so they're watching Moon Knight, and
similar to Ewoks.
Ewoks is on Disney Plus.
Ewoks.
It's the spirit of.
I fear what will happen to Disney Plus is the same thing that's happened to movie theaters. Is at some point they realize, why are we bothering with the single? Basically, the reverse of the Michael Eisner. Why are we bothering with the singles and doubles? We've got our series. That's what's keeping people here. Occasionally, have a huge movie, and that's good. And then we have our library, which no one can compare with, and that's good enough.
Well, I wonder though if a movie has to have a certain, and a theatrical movie has to have a certain amount of money to, justify its theatrical release at this point. But on Disney Plus, you can have the big budget spectaculars, but then keep these sort of singles and doubles on the other months, because you're not going to have a big budget thing every month.
They do, pretty much. If you count every episode of a series,
that's only one. Those things are always, the Marvel and Star Wars. So for the people who don't want that, they're going to want something else.
And this is going to give it to them?
Well, I mean, we don't know. I mean, I think they're trying to figure that out. I mean, what is trending on Disney Plus? It's Bluey, Jessie, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Library. I'm telling you, that library is good enough to get them. So that's why I worry about original content that's not huge.
quite a few originals do keep into trending. I think part of it, as a subscriber, I think people appreciate that they're making stuff that's just for the service. Because I mean, they brand Turning Red as an original. I mean, it didn't go to theaters, but Turning Red and Moon Knight are still in the top 5. Luca's in the top 10. That's branded as an original. Clone Wars Final Season, I don't know if we count that. And Sneakerella is in the bottom 15 of the top 20.
See, what I think's not hitting, I think Sneakerella will do fine. I think it's the quests of the world that don't hit.
Well, in Quest, I mean, Quest did for about a week stay in the top 20, which is all, we get visibility to as subscribers, which is pretty good for a show that had, in my opinion, almost no marketing. Like, I never saw billboards or TV spots for the Quest.
Well, and I like that they're also experimenting a little bit more with foreign language series that they're bringing over from other markets. Because I know on one of the things I really like about Netflix is being able to watch. One of my favorite shows is a German show on Netflix, and you wouldn't.
Which one?
Dark, 3 seasons. It's perfect. But yeah, I like that they're doing that now, and so maybe there will be some interest in what other countries get first, and then I don't know. I like though that they're doing that.
Yeah, I mean, just this past Wednesday, they added an Italian original that launched in 2020. I don't know what the delay was, probably with dubbing, but that just came over. No, it translates to the Kings of like Castlevania or something like that. Let me pull it up. It's in the new list. The Knights of Castle Corvo. Oh, and they just translated the title. When it first came up on Wednesday, it was like E something Day Castle Corvo.
I just went to Disney Plus to try to figure out what's trending, and for some reason I don't have what's trending as one of my rows. But I do have cameos in Chippendale Rescue Rangers, which is really cool. Way to go, Disney, for creating that subset.
But the list is
kind of a spoiler now.
It's a little bit of a spoiler, but the list is also shockingly short because they're missing a lot.
Oh, their list can only handle up to 20. We know that Disney and tech.
Yeah, there's some things they couldn't get on Disney Plus.
Sonic the Hedgehog trailer.
I'm looking forward to this thing. How come I can't see what's trending? I'm so mad I don't have that.
Scroll all the way down. Like it's
Is this an infinite scroll, or is it going to load more?
Yeah.
No, see the last sci-fi, Star Wars timeline. I don't get. Okay, it's an infinite scroll that's loading very slowly, so maybe it eventually is. Now this is
on the premium Wi-Fi.
Not relevant to anyone but me.
You should get the Wi-Fi is better in Bundle Town.
How come? So I'm in music, and they don't have Hamilton anywhere on here. What's wrong with you people? Anyway, sorry about that.
One thing I wanted to say is a nice companion piece to Sneakerella is the episode of The World According to Jeff Goldblum about sneaker collectors. Because had I not seen that episode, I think I would have been a little more confused. I'm the kind of person who at any given time has no more than 2 pairs of shoes that I'm actively wearing. One's like for workout and one's for daily use. I don't have a bunch. And so the whole concept of like collecting sneakers, putting some behind glass to display forever, was something that like would have taken me out even more if I hadn't seen that episode.
Wow, you are not in the culture zeitgeist. If I know something,
I'm not either.
I'm not into sneakers, but I certainly know about.
Oh, I know.
sneakers.
I know that people line up outside of Foot Lockers because when I go to Disney Store to get my key, or I'm referencing 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But if I've lined up outside a Disney Store for the free key, I see people lined up outside of Foot Locker, and I go, "What are they releasing?" So I know that there's people who collect shoes and always get the newest shoe, but I didn't know people had like the trophy room, like that failed Disney Springs I don't even know if it was a store. I never went in there. Remember
Yeah,
the
they
trophy
do.
room?
They do.
It had shoes behind glass.
Yeah.
People do. That's where they keep. That's where we keep our kicks.
You got some?
That's what we call them, kicks.
Yeah, I know. I saw the movie.
That's
I
sneakerheads.
remember the song.
Yeah, I got some Jordan 63s.
Very nice.
Is that the year? Is that
That's
like
the year.
one?
Yeah, that was his rookie year, 63,
Hmm.
and I got some Jordan.
63.
Yeah, it seems to not track with the ESPN docuseries.
I was gonna say Space Jam was. You would have been.
Let's just move along. Move away.
So, any last words on Sneakerella?
It's
You should
really
watch
good.
it.
Go see it. Don't listen to Alex, ACA. Go see it yourself. It's free on Disney Plus.
Except do listen to him and then go watch the Jeff Goldblum episode on sneakers, which you can only
Did
get
you
on
say-
Disney Plus.
Did you say ACA?
Is that not it?
That's the American Collectors Association.
Oh, TVCA, TVCA.
I would also like to say the two best live action versions of Cinderella ever made are on Disney Plus. It's Ever After with Angelica Houston and Drew Barrymore, and it's Rodgers and Hammerstein Cinderella with Brandy and Whitney Houston. So
I
if you need a
still have
live
to watch
action
that
Cinderella
one.
fix, go check those two out.
What about Disney's animated version? Is that one of the best?
Yeah, but I said live
That's
action.
the best.
Okay.
That
That is the best.
Okay,
filmed
what about the
version
one
of
with
Cinderella.
Brandy and Whitney Houston?
That was
I
in
just
my
said.
yeah.
You-
Welcome
did you
to a
just say
moment
that?
ago. Yeah.
Popcorn or churro? Cinderella, the animated classic, or Cinderella 2?
Animated classic.
Which was actually surprisingly better than I thought it was going to be.
How about Cinderella 3?
Cinderella 3 is better.
I
than
liked
Cinderella
that one too.
Cinderella 3 is much better, in my opinion, than Cinderella 2. Which, fun fact about Cinderella 2 Dreams Come True, is it was actually 3 pilot episodes of a proposed
Yes.
one Saturday morning TV series that they then spliced together into
It's
a
not
movie.
even a coherent movie. It's just 3
It's
individual
three
episodes.
20-minute stories.
And you like it better than Sneakerella.
I didn't say it's better than Cinderella.
Is it?
No,
Okay.
Cinderella 3 is a twist in time.
Twist in
That's
time,
where it's
right?
at.
Yes.
Yeah.
What about Twice Charmed?
Twice Charmed is
Oh.
better than a twist in time.
Twice Charmed is so bad. That is the worst
No.
version of Cinderella ever.
I've not seen it, so
No, it gives us
No
one of the
opinion.
best Disney villains to ever grace the Disney Cruise Line stage.
that's a very, very specific.
Big
Requirement.
honors.
Disney Cruise Line doesn't usually have villains in their shows, really. But
But
No.
that one has 2.
Except Villains Tonight, which is worse than any other cruise line show.
that is true. Twice Charmed. Oh, I really, really, really don't like Twice Charmed. Toy Story the musical. Now there is a cruise line show.
And it's gone.
When you're chasing a dream, dreams aren't all that they seem. Sorry, I'm a big Twice Charmed fan. I never
Sure.
miss it if it's playing on a ship I'm on.
There are a lot of Twice Charmed fans out there. They are crazy.
It's any hamburger classic.
And hamburger. not
There's
Annie.
only 2 types of people in the world: Twice Charmed people or Sneakerella people.
Well, I guess that makes me a Sneakerella person.
Yeah. I wonder if that's true. If it's impossible to like both.
I
I'll
always
have to
liked.
watch.
No, you know what? I was a Munsters guy. Never mind. The Addams Family movies, I love. The Addams Family TV series, I find boring.
Justin, the movie club is at 2.
So if you haven't seen it, you still got 90 minutes to watch a 2-hour show.
Yeah.
Is it really 2 hours long?
It is.
Wow. That's a long time.
Well, so don't forget to join us in about 90 minutes, 85 minutes, and you can find out why Ugly Sonic is trending.
And if
Ooh.
you've seen Chippendales already and you want to dig a little deeper before the movie club, feel free to go read our Easter egg article that Tony Betty put together, which is awesome. What are you wiping your forehead for, Alex?
Okay. So Kumail Nanjiani at the upfront had to be very clear because there's a new Disney show coming to Hulu called Meet the Chippendales, which is different.
I think I heard
Chippendale
that
Rescue
podcast.
Rangers. So as he said, Chippendale Rescue Rangers, Disney Plus, cute little creatures, action adventure, no pants. Meet the Chippendales, body oil, drugs, no pants.
Okay.
Which one are you looking forward to more, Becca?
I think I'm gonna go with the Rescue Rangers.
Okay.
But when Doobie said, I think you said Chippendales, and then dig a little deeper, which is why I
Oh,
got
okay.
gagged for a moment. I was like,
See,
oh,
my innocent brain never associates the cute little chipmunks with the place that was down the street from where I lived growing up, and I passed every day.
you live down the street from the Excalibur
I
on
think
the
I lived
Las
down-
Vegas Strip?
I don't think it was the original Chippendales, but I think it was certainly one of the really early ones in West LA, and I passed it every single day.
Is that where
I
you
hear
went to
it's
go get
cursed.
like your sister when you wanted to go to the park?
What?
Is that where you went to go pick up your sister when you want to go to the park?
Oh my goodness. What are you saying
Oh
about my
my
sister?
goodness.
Do you even know my sister? That's rude.
I do know your sister. I love your sister.
And you're saying she goes to Chippendales?
There's nothing wrong going to Chippendales.
That's rude, Benji. I'm filing a HR report against you.
I hear they
Oh,
have nice
no.
bow ties.
By the way, Sneakerella producers, if anything I've said you'd like to use in future marketing, you have my permission. It's perfect.
I'm sure they have nothing but time to watch this right now.
Do you remember do you remember a show called what was it called?
Apparently you don't.
No, it was like took place in like it was like a castle medieval kind of show. It lasted like 3 episodes.
The
And
Quest 1.0.
they pulled my quote from my review that said
Oh yeah.
pushes boundaries, but my full quote was needlessly pushes boundaries.
What was the Pushing Boundaries quote? What show was that Benji reviewed? Oh, we don't remember either.
What was
It was ABC's desperate attempt to cash in on the Game of Thrones audience.
Didn't Alex get a quote in The King or Kings? What was that one? Wasn't it a TV show about? It was like about the Bible, but it was done in modern.
Oh.
It was called.
Oh no,
something
that's
with
the one
King.
I did.
Oh, you did that one. Okay. I remember that as one of our early quotes back before they became passé. You know,
Right. Well, I mean, we got a Marvel movie under our belt.
with name and two shots.
Yeah. Very exciting.
By the way, kiss up, because that was not one of the best MCU films ever.
Somebody's bound to say that every time it comes out.
This is me being reasonable.
Yeah.
Did you guys think it was like top tier MCU?
I really like it. I
I
don't
do
know
too.
that I would rank it in like my personal top 5, but seeing it a second time made me appreciate it even more.
Becca?
I've only seen it the once, but it's definitely in the top half of the
Top
of the
half.
MCU.
Top half. That's like 42 movies that constitute the top half.
So it's in her top 20, which is all Disney Plus cares about in terms of what's trending.
There you go. So yeah,
Is that on Disney Plus yet? Is Pixar now just a direct to Disney Plus thing? Because that's like a high quality movie to put
No.
on Disney Plus.
No, we've
Lightyear's
got- yeah.
going theater exclusive next month.
I bet you anything Elemental will be back on Disney Plus Direct.
We'll find out.
I don't know.
From the creators of Good Dinosaur and Cars 2.
Okay, well then maybe yes.
Give Peter Sohn a little credit. He inherited Good Dinosaur. That'd be like blaming Ron Howard for the totality of Solo, a Star Wars story, which nobody does.
That's right. That's right.
Wow, you just parroted Tony.
Did
Don't
I?
be proud of that. Yes, you did.
Did he say the exact same thing?
Well, he didn't go to as far as Ron Howard, but the first half of that, yes.
I mean, he also did Partly Cloudy, the short, which is adorable.
Yes.
Also,
Wow.
he's the voice of
Tony mentioned
Emil.
that too.
Yes.
He's the voice of Emil, and he's the voice of Boots, the cat that steals the movie Lightyear.
Isn't it socks?
I'm sorry, Socks. I keep wanting to call him Boots, and I don't know why.
I keep on
I think
calling
it's because-
Sneakerella.
I think it's because of Puss in Boots.
I can
keep
totally
calling
see that. Big
the
eyes
cat
too.
Boots.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, oh wait, I was going to ask Alex, but I forgot we did a whole Disney Parks talk on it. So never mind. I want to ask you about Cosmic Rewind. Okay.
Reverse.
Okay.
Reverse.
Well, Justin, I mean, I hope you're already started watching Chippendale. But we will be back in a little bit to discuss that film, which There's probably a lot more to say.
I hope Tony's coming on that
Yeah,
one.
is Tony going to be on that one?
Yes.
Oh, I'm excited. Can I watch it? Will I be ruined?
You will be ruined.
Okay, fine.
You are ruined.
Shut up.
You can still watch it, but it's going to ruin everything.
Okay, I don't know if some movies aren't really spoilable.
It's
Oh,
not it's not the plot that you'll get ruined
plot-wise,
on.
it's
It'll be
not.
all the fun parts. That you'll
Yeah.
get.
Yeah.
It's
All
more
the
fun
little
to see the fun
shocks and
parts.
surprises. Yeah.
It's better to see them on their own instead of knowing they're coming.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll wait. I think I'm seeing that tonight.
Da, 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 sometimes.